fish can hear you from below. There's stuff moving on top. Kind of got to move out though and get our lobster traps hauled and head out for the islands before the winds pick up. That was their schedule. But the morning is the best time to fish. That's when you got before the light hits the water and you can get a topwater bite. And I've never had a topwater striper bite. Of course, if I don't cast, then I don't know. So maybe it's not working right here. Hey, we can get on that another day. Let's go haul those lobster traps and head out to the islands. We're off and away on the ocean with our pirate ship. I'm leaving Rockport Harbor on this solo adventure, heading across the open ocean each morning, traveling while the seas are calm. Harbor hopping my way hundreds of miles down the coast of Maine to finish up in Harpswell after 7 days of adventure. We're fishing for tuna on the pirate ship! Ah! It's a beautiful day! Woo! Try not to fall over the side. Oh yeah, it's done. Got it! Got it! Yes! Oh, I should have put that rain suit on. I knew it. That's a big one. We got a squid. Wasn't so bad that time. Know what I'm complaining about. There we go. Brisk out this morning. It's brisk. Don't look, the fish are jumping, they're jumping, and I'm going somewhere else. That's what I was waiting for all day yesterday, is that speck of activity. So grateful for my team this morning. So grateful for them. Aiden bringing me the new GoPro when it busted yesterday, or busted one, lost another one right over here in the water. I went to dive for that, and then just put my coffee cup into the little coffee cup holder, and Grant 3D printed me, and we spray painted and screwed onto the side of there. Just the simple things in life, you know, like having a team that back you up, you know, that you could trust, that show up for you and you ask them to, and just are available. They work so hard at it. So if not for my sake, for their sake, you know, subscribe, like, share this, and so I can give them all another raise after this is over. It's so fun to be able to do that for them. So I'm not asking for myself, I'm saying for them, so that I can be the best boss ever. It's kind of like why I don't drive a Lamborghini, you know, because I share it with my team instead of buying myself Lamborghinis. I guess this is my this is my Lamborghini.
Woke up in a Lambo.
All right, full steam ahead. Full steam ahead, Captain. Let's go check those lobster traps. Yoo-hoo! It's a beautiful morning. Sorry, everybody that's still asleep. You lazy bums still in bed at 4:58. Jeepers. We're burning daylight. Hey, a little goose. How you doing this morning, Jim? Cold in my bones. Always a jokester, that Jim. I fed him, but it just went right through him, and nothing seems to stick to his bones. That guy. His prosthetics looking pretty good, thanks to Joey. He's one of my old shovels, and he, I don't know, he's like looks like he stole his prosthetic from General Grievous. It's a little bit of a breeze still from the southwest this morning, but I think it's like 3 to 5 mile an hour winds, and we have until about 8 o'clock. So we got 4 hours, and we got a 1 hour and a half crossing. So as soon as we get those traps up, I'll see how many I decide to keep on the deck, because I'm only gonna keep them on the deck during a crossing, and when I get to a new location, I'll dump them. But the thing is if I make a mistake and I dump them and then I decide to move again, then I gotta haul them again. I'm able to bring these with me for like the first 3 days of the trip. They'll still be in my lobstering zone that I'm allowed to lobster in. I don't try to decide whether I just want to bring 2 and risk everything every day on, hey, do I get one or not with 2 traps, or stack a whole 4 traps right up on the deck. Uh-oh. Well, at least we still have it. My green light is plugged into the Jackery still. God, my squid light was still plugged in. I didn't realize I left it out. Woo! That was lucky. I gotta tie a safety chain around that, or safety rope. That was negligent. I could have lost that, and then we wouldn't have had the squid light. I gotta be careful too. As much as it's nice to be able to walk around everything, if I go off the side coming down that ladder, this is gonna keep going. She's gonna keep going and smash into the lighthouse or some other place if I fall off. I don't have this safety tether attached to me while I'm cruising. I thought about doing it. I made a new tether for it, but that means I can only be right here before I move, check the propeller, boom, it pops off and I'm not motoring. If I'm gonna jump down there and hook the stuff up like I did yesterday and I'm trolling, the eel tubes, things like that, I don't have much of a choice. I just gotta be super careful. So that's why, ladder wise, which you should always do anyways, I always turn around, go down the ladder backwards, hold on to it 100% secure. I go into the sea. You ever seen that in the movie? There was one I saw a clip of, like on a short, where they all jumped in and then they couldn't get back up over the side of the boat. It was so ridiculous. I was like, how can you not? I almost want to do it with like 3 people just so we could test to see if it's possible, because it seems ridiculous that they couldn't like one person couldn't be in the water and the other 2 people on the other side and like get them up onto the rail of the boat and then hoist them up. It wasn't that far up. They couldn't figure out how to use their swim trunks to make a rope and flip it over the rail or something. It was so dumb. Just the dumbest of moves. Here we are. Look at that beautiful sunrise, huh? He's just a little speck, just a little fella. He's just a little fella. Oh. Let's see if I can time the drift just right. And I did. Got it. We have one stuck to the bottom. Hey, we got a lobster. It looks a little small. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's a boy.
Mazel tov, it's a boy.
It's a keeper. It's a keeper. Oh, wow. Blown into the rocks. Gonna be Johnny on the spot this morning. It's not blowing that hard, but with this much boat sticking out above the water, she got moving pretty quick. Look at that, we got a scrapper here. Look at his claw. He's got a chunk missing out of it and then grew into it there over the sheddings. Yeah, it might, I think that might shed away every time he sheds and get better and better and become less pronounced. So that probably happened more recently when he was a soft shell in his last shedding, if I'm right. And then it's a boy.
It's a boy.
See how they're a little bit hard shaped and bladed, whereas like the females, I'll show you another shot of them from somewhere else. They're like feathery, kind of like those little swim fins there. We'll throw them in the sink for right now, and we'll put them on in the cooler or the bubbler or something. Oh, a couple lobsters. A little crab. Hey, Mr. Crab. Throw him back. Another crab. Let's see. Too small. Throw him back. Hey, let go. I was gonna throw you back. Alright, them to let go, you grab them by the other claw, and they try to get that, there we go, to pinch you. Bye. One claw, too small. This is my filthy big one. Try not to fall over the side. One lobster. One lobster. It's a keeper. Female. No notch. Another keeper. You have to check for a notch and for eggs. If there's a notch, then she has to go back because she's a breeder. Somebody's caught her before and they notched her tail. And then if she doesn't have any eggs, she doesn't. You could tell because these are her female swim fins right there. See that one right there? See how it's different from the boys? Not like a sharp blade, it's kind of feathery looking, right? So that makes it a female. She's longer than the measuring tool and she's not so long we can't keep her. There, two beautiful lobsters. We'll put this one back, we don't have any bait for it. I think maybe I'll just stick with bringing two with me, but we'll still check that fourth one. Our last trap's over here next to the lighthouse. Just get over there and get on her. And a big old crabby. Wow, it's a big crab too, huh? Look at the size of the claws on that fella. Huge. Actually, I don't know, fella or girl, I don't know how to tell the difference between crabs. Alright, well, we got two lobsters. We'll let him back to the sea with him. And, bye-bye. Stinky trap. Well, cool. I think we're ready to do our crossing. Let's see, that should be solid enough on the deck. Oh crap. Get stuck in my own trap. Oh no, I missed it. Headed for Vinalhaven / North Haven. Like to go right in between them into where it's all protected. And that'll be our goal for the day. Let's see. It says we're doing about 5. Oh, we could be going faster. There we go. Now we're doing. Seas seem pretty good, pretty calm. I would have liked calmer, but and wind at my back. It would have been nice if the wind was coming out of the north, but this is a southwest wind this morning. About 2 hours before the winds start to double down. I think we're good. It's pretty smooth sailing out here right now. Lord, keep us safe. This is our first crossing. Yeehaw. Goodbye, Rockport Harbor. Goodbye, Rockport. How cool is that, huh? My biggest worry is that I get out there and then like some giant barge or some giant boat comes by and you know I have to turn into it, and that adds up with the other waves. But even at this time of day, I don't think it'd be enough to give us any trouble. Might jostle some stuff on the boat, something might fall over on the counter and things. I didn't put the water jugs down and I didn't put the lobsters. I should really do that, put them in the cooler. Risking the biscuit to do it. Sailboat dead ahead. We'll go to her stern. Just got the right of way. Morning!
Wow!
They had their phones out there. I got the QR codes on the side that the boys wood burned with their laser. I wonder if they managed to shoot that while they were underway and get it so that they could see. That's funny.
With black sails that's crewed by the devil and captained by a man so evil that hell itself spat him back out.
Winds are picking up. Says that we're 6:30. We'll be there by 7:12. And it's a little choppier. Winds, according to the thing, is about 7 miles per hour. Which I was hoping to cross and the winds would just be 3, but we're not doing bad. Nothing sliding around on the counter. Jim's still doing good. We got a thumbs up from Jim. No, he's not looking at me. He must be seasick. Well, at least you got nothing you can throw up there, Jim. Didn't need enough to throw up anything. Definitely could have used an earlier start. Next time I think I'll start even an hour earlier because there was enough light I could have been over at the lobster traps, you know, with just the littlest bit of light and had probably a 45-50 minute earlier start. I've crossed this before in a little skiff when I was delivering a spar to somebody before I knew what I was doing and my boss let me do it. And I was crashing and banging and oh, what a mess it was. It was like, I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna die, but I'm getting super duper wet and this is insane. And yeah, I was a little worried that the boat was gonna break to pieces. You know, the battery kept jumping and falling over. Wasn't the craziest of nicest of boats. It was one I had repaired, so I was confident in the hull. I just wasn't confident in the motor ripping the entire boat apart from the weight of the crashing around and stuff, because it was a wood boat, you know. Wind's starting to get over 10 though. We're gonna be hurting. We're gonna have to run with it or straight into it, one of the two. So close. I wouldn't exactly say it's getting dicey, but like, this is definitely an ab workout. Every one of my core muscles are clenched. My feet are screwed to the deck as much as I possibly can. I'm just like, oh, yay. All right, this is a bit uncomfortable. This last bit, I'm like almost side onto the waves. We're doing pretty good. It's just the pucker factor is like up here, and I'd prefer it to be down here, you know? Pucker factor is up to our eyeballs right now. Like, it doesn't get much. I mean, it can get worse, but all right, this is where it gets interesting. The waves add up with that boat. Let's see what this is like. That is a pretty sleek one. That's like one of those Nimbus hut type hulls that I thought was so cool. Actually, they kind of canceled each other out. That one makes very little wake compared to like a lobster boat, which just peels up a big pile. I felt nothing different. It actually made it smoother for a minute. All right, now we're ready to turn back towards into the channel, up into the islands here. We'll have it more at our back. We'll be 45, almost completely at our back. Oh my goodness. Almost instantly just the rolling and everything stopped. It's just like smooth sailing. Nice, that feels good. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to poop for like a week though. I clenched so hard. It's like all the way back up here somewhere. Gross. Don't put that in the video, Matt. Let's edit that out. How you doing, Jim? Oh. Poor Jim, he's got the dry heaves. Get it all out. Very funny. I'm surfing. I can feel it now. It's like pushing me. And it's like nice, slow, smooth, comfortable, you know, like a symphony. As the waves are pushing me in instead of going into them and rolling. at the 45 degrees into them. Perfect, we made it. Home free. Now we just got to get up into here, navigate the channel stuff properly, and be good.
Oh boy, here comes the ferry.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of wake this thing throws off. Stay out of its way. Whoa! Not too bad. It definitely throws a big wake. Yikes. Okay, I have a confession to make. When I came here and I mentioned coming across in like a little skiff, well, I dropped off this spar that I was supposed to deliver for an owner. And somewhere over here, there was a lot less boats here at the time. I came scooting through the moorings instead of coming out and then going down the channel. I was scooting through the moorings and I was sitting down so the boat was a little bit. And somebody's skiff had like kind of sunk, but it was like one of those fiberglass ones. And I just wham right up into the back of it. This was almost 20 years ago now. Or this was like 15 years ago. So if you went out there and you like refloated your boat and the back stern of your boat was cracked because it looked like somebody ran into it, I think that was me. So let me know and I'll reimburse you. It's been a while, I know, but maybe somebody's like watching this and they're like, that was my boat 15 years ago. I came out and somebody had ran into it at the mooring and it was all, the transom was all messed up. I had to spend a bunch of money to get that fixed. At the time I was kind of a doofus, you know, and I was like nervous and like, and so I just packed it up and like backed off of it and was like looked around and thought nobody was looking and was like, wow, got out of there, you know. I haven't been over here before, so we'll go to this kind of a new spot, find a little cove over here so we can be a little protected and make some breakfast. Then figure out the rest of our day, our plan for the rest of the day. Somewhere to put our lobster traps. Probably should have dropped them back off out there at the mouth where I saw all kinds of other buoys. But maybe we could find something over here. Even if our odds aren't that good, still be something in them.
Wind's coming at us that way. That seems like a nice little quiet spot over there. But I just spotted something. I want to go over here. There's a little house just like floating in the water. It looks super cool. I can see like a bed and mattress and upper windows. And it's just a big float. This is like the tote float, like on steroids or something, huh? Like that's insane. An outdoor shower right there. Oh, awesome. Propane tanks. A little kinked up and stuff, but maybe that was because that was an add-on. That's the original and they added on that so they could have the outdoor shower. Beautiful big deck. And yeah, there's a big cable running to a big cleat, which must be the must be a mooring for it. Fish jumping. There's mackerel up in here. All right, let's go swing over into there. Drop anchor for a little bit. That little house thing, you gotta figure out what the rules are for that. If somebody sees this video and they're like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so's house, connect me with them. I want to know what's going on there. Like, do you have to own a place to buy a mooring? Is a mooring like ridiculously expensive, or they just go out and they're dropping a mooring and you know, you just got to register it and pay for your mooring to get dropped, and then you have your own registered mooring which you could sell or rent at some point, because that could be our next adventure. Jackery, I'm just saying, Jackery is a sponsor for today's video, by the way, and big part of this whole adventure, because they're the ones that are powering the pirate ship outside of the motor. They're powering, charging up the trolling motor, they're powering all of the electricity, all of the cooking, everything is brought to you by Jackery Power Packs. They're Jackery HomePower 3000. You've seen there's one on the counter in there. And I have a cord run to the front for the more powerful things like the induction cooking, which is 1,500 watts. And I use the daylights out of them for everything. And when I'm not doing videos, the same. That little one stays in my truck. If you've been watching my videos for a little while, you've probably already seen me using the HomePower 3000 for the stealth camper build, the glamper camper, and even building part of the tiny house. Out here on the pirate ship, I'm running it again and charging by solar. I've got one of Jackery's 200 watt panels and one of their 100 watt panels up here on the back deck, plus a little one on the foredeck that's charging the Explorer 240. But here's the thing, it's not called the HomePower 3000 just to make your camping feel more like home. It's called that because it's a lifesaver. Unlike a big bulky generator, it's easy to use, it's quiet, easy to store, and it's ready to go when you need it. This powerhouse can run a fridge, climate control, lights for days at a time, whether you're on an adventure or stuck at home in a grid down power outage. Storms, bad weather, and whatever life throws your way, the HomePower 3000 gives you and your loved ones extra time and peace of mind to stay safe and comfortable. So that's Jackery. Check them out, linked in the description below. And let's put our anchor down and make some breakfast and have a little bit of quiet time to figure out the rest of the day from here. All right. Anchors away. First order of business. Things have been clenched up for that passing for so long. I think they're starting to settle back out. I think I gotta like open up the potty and do my thing. Had my coffee. It's time for my daily constitutional. Here we go, all ready to go. Toilet paper, coconut husk in there, and we bag and burn the toilet paper. So it's not actually a composting toilet. It goes into the coconut husk. The composting doesn't happen in there. It just stirs it, and maybe some small amount of microbial activity composting is happening there, but it's not at any exponential rate. It needs to go into a composting bin from here, and then it'll spend a year composting in there before I can use it on something like, I wouldn't use it directly on something food-wise. Maybe like planting a new tree, like digging a big hole, put a bunch of that in there, and then plant an apple tree that, you know, I'm not going to be harvesting from until like 4 years after it's established, kind of thing. You don't want to put poo compost right onto your fruits and vegetables. There's a thing called whatever it is right there, and that's what happens with humanure kind of thing. If it's not 100%, you can get messed up. And just give it a crank, stir it all up so it doesn't smell. Boom. Get our doggy bag. Put that into there. Our yesterday's paper trash as well. It's all into there. Save on some power and get the fire going for a little bit. And we'll be able to do some cooking on our fire. Cook up our lobsters for breakfast. All that on top of there, and then we got our firewood in here, and oh, look at that, it looks so good. Somebody really stacked this in here and cut me some nice firewood, put it all in here all nice. Wow, thanks, Grant.
Hey, wasn't that you, Stackland? Doesn't give me credit for anything.
I'll do the walk because it just goes so well on top of here. I mean, look at that. Fits right in the thing. Since we're doing the lobsters, we just need seawater. That's not good for the pan to overheat it like that. I can cook my lobsters and Swiss chard and stuff, steam it in the seawater just fine. Come on. All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gonna need a bigger boat. I'm gonna have to flip them around a couple times. I got an idea. How? Maybe a pain in the neck to get it back off there, but hey, there we go. That'll do it. Piece of corn. And the rest of my Swiss chard on top. See if that works. Check it. Give it a little tug on your antenna. Oh yeah, comes off. Pretty good. Put him over here to cool off. Oh, corn's done too. Look at that. What a nice little bit of table fare, huh? Does that look beautiful or what? I mean, come on. How does it get much better than that? That is awesome. We're just out here living it up. No biggie, no worries. Now that the fire's gone down, I just leave my butter right in the warming pan so it's warm every dip. I could dip my, oh, I could just, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be hot. That's gonna be hot. Okay, fork. There we go. Use that to roll some of that, get some of that butter into my Swiss chard. Use that to pick up the butter. There we go. Oh, I feel like I did keep doing that. Tickled, just so tickled at my own little situation here. It's so nice. I had to get lobster butter all over my stuff. Oh, it's a nice little breeze, nice and calm in here. Fully set up. Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for this beautiful day in your creation. In Jesus' name, amen. Oh yeah. Oh, it doesn't even need anything. That little bit of saltiness from the sea salt and the boiling it in the seawater, so good. This is a breakfast of champions right here. I'm more and more determined to make sure, intentionally going into my older years, that when I was praying about it one day, I felt like, you know, I'm 46, or am I 47 this year? Ah, shoot, I forgot again. I got 40 more years ahead of me. I had this feeling, you know, like this is just the beginning of my best, you know, and like, but I feel that about every day that I get up, except for on days that I don't feel that because I'm bumming for some reason. But like, but I get up and I get going because I know in my heart of hearts that, you know, every day can be better than the next, and that's my goal. All right. You don't always have to feel it. You just got to go. You got to do it. Then the feels follow the decision. If you follow the feels of what it feels like, you get nothing done. The story there of the Wright brothers, you know, they kept going. Everybody was like, this is not going to work and all this stuff. And they nailed it. But what you don't know is there was another gentleman who had all the college funding, all the money, all the stuff in all the world, and he was trying to get invent flight at the same time. And as soon as the Wright brothers got it, he quit. He didn't do it anymore. Nobody even knows his name. I don't know his name, but you know the Wright brothers' name, right? And I'm sure some people do, like real historian-y type people, but the example there was like, instead of improving on it or doing better or going even further or becoming the first flight that, taking all that funding that he had because he failed, he just kind of bailed on it. And so as I get old here, I want to age well and strong, and I'm feeling like this next 40 years is going to be pretty epic. And I'm going to go into it really strong and end really strong. Now let's see about our lobster friend here. Break him down, break him down. Ooh, the butter's still a little bit hot and sizzly. I can hear it before I even post this, that they're gonna say, "You're never gonna live to 100 eating all that butter." Butter's not the problem. Italians, they have tons of butter and tons of carbs, right? And eat and drink wine every day, and they live longer than us. And the Germans, they have sausages and greasy foods and drink beer, and they live longer than us and have less heart disease. The Asian countries, Japan, and have lots of rice and lots of carbs, and they have less heart disease and live longer than us. With French, baguettes and high-fat cheeses, butters, more wine, they live longer than us. I found out what it is. You know what it is? It's speaking English that kills you. Nice. Shell is just soft enough that I can break it. Take a little break. Have my quiet time. It's only 9:30. Figure out a plan for the rest of the day. Normally I do it about 5:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And but this time we had to bus it to get over here, so. That's not my reading glasses. Alright. I think maybe tomorrow we'll make it to Thomaston area after we head back across for another crossing. And then we can get on some clams. Yeehaw. Hope in God, for I shall again praise him for the help of his presence. That way, if I have to, get my life jacket on and I go in, radio and life jacket, or if I need them, I know where they are. Hopefully get to them in time. Now, put this up, just in case we end up in some fog. Just helps other boats get a reading on us with their radar. For some reason they're relying on that instead of line of sight. I don't have to dodge another boat, some bigger barge or something. Their machines will go off even and be like beep 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 beep. Here we go, that might help pick up a little more radar. we go. So, it's kind of wiped out. Dishes are cleaned. That can go in the burn thing for burning my trash, the papers. And I don't know if you remember, if you haven't watched the first season of this, season 2 of Waterworld, where we did it on the lake, this sink goes into a trap. The trap goes into a grease trap. That has a flow out that goes down back into the ocean or lake, but in there is a charcoal filtration system and filters and grease trap. So only clean water that's practically drinkable comes out of there, and that's why I'm not using, I'm using like organic citrus spray, anything that is safe enough to just literally squirt into the ocean or something as is without harming any wildlife. Let's see, is there anything else I wanted to tidy up? I got my tape measure for I catch a striper. Make sure I have one on me. Oh, I did want to spray down the traps. One last thing. Let's see if we can't get some of this garbage off of the lines. Make them a little bit cleaner. Not gonna work. Not quite powerful enough for that. Good for washing down the deck, washing down the boat, but not for cleaning the ropes down. Let's check on the gas. I meant to check on it yesterday and I forgot all about it. Almost everything on the boat has its place except for this fish finder thing I brought to be able to hook the Garmin up and be able to squid right over the side or something. And the sail, extra anchor, that could have got stored in the battery locker over there, but better that it's here if I need it quickly. The propane cooker just in case, and an extra battery, and a Sasquatch bag with extra fishing line, hammock, and oh, there's that dish soap that's water friendly, and all the fish line. Oh, I want this. If I get a chance to do some sushi, that's my canteen of soy sauce, the really fancy stuff from Nantucket. I swear it is soy sauce. I mean, for those of you who don't believe me, it's soy sauce. Oh, I gotta find something to have some soy sauce on. That is the most delicious, expensive soy sauce ever. But that's with my Maine spice rack. We got our Aces, we got our maple Wadobo, and Fowler Chipotle hot sauce, and our crispy from Catch and Cook. These are cool. These are fish bags I bought. So it's just one long sleeve. You tie it off, drop a fish in there, and then tie the other end off. Throw it in with some ice. Well, we used about 9 gallons, close to 9 gallons so far. And yesterday, cruising back and forth, Rockport so much, and then coming across today. I'm gonna have to fill it up before we go anywhere. Good thing I checked. Would have been kind of a stinker to run out of gas halfway across somewhere. Wow, this is really low. Oh, come on. There we go. She's thirsty. All right, let all that air out before I close it back up. Fix the line on this thing. I guess this bringing my ice fishing rig can be pretty advantageous actually, because I can I unscrew this and put a new spool of line on here to spool it onto my rod. I'll take that off for now. Ah, that's working pretty good. There. My leader knot pulls right in there. Nice and smooth. No ticking. On the slightest of ticks castable. Oh, nice cast. Nice smooth cast. Let her sink. Jig it in. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bump bottom. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Well, let's go somewhere there's some fish. It's that time of day. What a beautiful presentation, too. Ooh, there's some mackerel jumping right out here. Wouldn't that be slick if I didn't have to go anywhere and I could catch up some mackerel for fishing right here. Go by with your motorboat and scare them in this direction. Yeah, no good. Let's move. Let's go find somewhere more fishy. This is a nice little protected cove, so not as I don't feel like the fish are pushing in here in as big a numbers, so it's not likely to hook up. Whether that's mackerel or pogie, I don't know. Get our Garmin on. All right, 26 feet of water. Stay away from a little shallow spot right there, and let's full of gas, full of something. Let's book it somewhere different. It seems like out and over there and closer to the open sea, there's like a cove. Maybe if I go from that cove to the open sea. And my other option is going back to where I started, and I could drop my lobster traps. And that could be a 1 hour tour. The winds are gonna switch around to the north though, so maybe I'd wanna go on that side or something. It does take me about 45 minutes to get all the way back out of here, and then I have to go another, this time it'll be about 2 hours to get to Thomaston. So I wanna make sure I get in a really early start, like still dark, and using my Garmin and like being able to see the channel markers to get out, get moving, you know, at the first lights of light, you know, the first hint of light. Came all the way up into here. What I'm thinking now is if I get up into here, which looks about 35-40 minutes to get up there, then I could take the kayak and go in and around here. Or do I go down here and look for striper there? I've gone so far with the wind at my back, 7.5 miles an hour. I can feel it kind of pushing the back of us, as well as moving across the faster surface. Yeehaw! Alright, we're coming around Birch Island. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. It's a new spot. Maybe I'll hook up on something good. I just got to be super careful. So that's why I always turn around, go down the ladder backwards, hold on to it 100% secure.
Guess do as I say, not as I do.
Really wanted to get over to that lighthouse and kayak around it and fish, but I get this wrong. It starts blowing away and blows into this guy's boat here, who knows, or into the rocks over there. I can't get it off the rocks by myself. Darn wind's making everything harder. What to do, what to do? I don't feel good about it. I don't want to leave the boat here. Risk it.
but I didn't like it. I'm sure she would have stayed in that mud, but I just don't like the idea of leaving it somebody else's boat behind. If I had years of experience under my belt, I had more, you know, confidence, maybe. Probably should have washed my hand off before I came back up here. Maybe a little further up in there. Our anchor is all set. We're gonna give it a try, see if we can't make it to the lighthouse. I don't know what's wrong with them, but I mean, I don't know. There must be covers that I've lost or never had, but I totally need to figure it out. Like a little plunger thing you put down in and it pulls all the water out. Would be so nice. So sick of the water all over the rods, picking them up and just water sprays everywhere. I don't know what I'm missing. Let's go and see what we can get up to. All right, good. Back my seat up just a touch. Somebody tiny was riding in it last, or maybe the life jacket pushes me that littlest bit further forward. After everything else and being on the big boat here, this feels like so close to the water. All of a sudden it feels weird again being in the kayak. I haven't spent that much time in my kayaks lately. You know, I've been out on the other boats or on the Freedom Boat Club boats or something else every time. Let's go check out that lighthouse, see if there's some fishes out there. Oh, it does feel good to be out here again though. Feels really good. Whoa! Yeehaw! Nice and smooth. Kind of surfing each of these at 45 degrees. Go a little faster, maybe I can stay on the... There we go. That feels good. That feels good. We're ripping. So this lighthouse is super cool. It's on like a stand, like built right down in. Looks like it's on like a steel pylon or something. The same diameter around as the base of it. Just goes right from the ocean floor. Maybe at low tide they were able to work on it and bolt it down and then work their way up from there. I gotta work on my timing. I'm out here and it's like breezy and blowy. This is not the best time for this. Oh wow. How wild is this, huh? That's cool. Okay, so there's a ladder that goes up. It looks like cement and steel structure. I don't see the bottom, so it must be pretty deep still over here. We gotta try a couple casts, even if it's like it's kind of a stinker of a spot. Ah! Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Dumb, dumb, da, dum. Ah! It's starting to rain. It's starting to rain now. It seems so nice in the cove that it's like, hey, why not? Let's go out deeper. Why not? Let's see if we can make it to the little leeward side of this island. Go for a kayak trip. That's a great idea, Jim. Thanks, Jim. He's got no skin in the game. Why'd he tell me to go kayaking? Should have brought him along and tied a rock to his feet and chucked him overboard. He's a bad influence, Jim. Tell ya. Got nothing to lose, so he's got no problem with suggesting very
like stupid ideas. Eel tube's all rigged up. Let's see if we can troll an eel tube with the kayak. Man, a kayak with got 2 colors out, and we'll just go like that. I think that should do it. Tuck it behind my butt a little bit. Control 2 colors. I've caught a lot of fish in the past with the eel tube, and I'm a little disappointed as I look at the footage from the Cam, which is a line camera that allows you to film the lure, right? And right here I see the eel tube is very slowly spinning around, and the spoon isn't spinning, which isn't a noise kind of attractor. The spoon spinning, making a whirring, chopping noise, as well as making a good glitter, and it wasn't happening here. So I don't know. I trolled forever, caught nothing, and part of me feels like presentation wasn't that great. I was just wasting my time catching seaweed. What the heck is that? Is that a raccoon swimming from like one of these little islands? He must have been out there munching on stuff and got stuck. Or didn't want to wait for the tide because he saw me coming and he thought like I was gonna mess with him. Well, that was funny. See the neatest things out here. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. So beautiful. The water is so clear. Just wish it was hot. Like that beach is all shell. Home sweet home. There she is in all her glory. Floating at about the same level. Really not that much difference than that scum line that we tried to scrub off that is just right level with the water now. The same as it was on the lake, even though she's completely loaded out. It might be just below the surface of the water, but it's pretty even, pretty the same. Forgot. I had strings tying these and pulling these in. These are for the hammock tarps I put on. It must have all the jostling there slid out. And what is that? Something else is sticking out. Oops. I think it's just from the old boat. There's a wire sticking out from probably from back when it used to have other stuff on it. Well, he just maybe never removed them because I don't have anything with power running back here that requires these 2 wires that are sitting in the water. They must have just been underneath it here because as fast as we did the build, tie them into a little knot. And they stick out less. Well, everything looks good. Motor looks good. We didn't this thing is practically brand new when I stuck it on here. Unfortunately, we did a poor job protecting it from our paint job and all the build, so she looks a little bit like crud. It's a huge 4-stroke, 25 horse. I don't know why it's so big, but it is. Paint, marine plywood, all the other fiberglass corners and things. I don't see any cracks or anything. Unsuccessful but informative side mission. I'll go drop the traps and look for a place to spend the night, and hopefully a place that we can throw some bait on some hooks out. Hook up on a striper. Haven't given up yet. Super hungry. I don't want to stop for dinner right now because it's 5:30, but I'm gonna use up some of these tortillas, make a little quesadilla, a bit of cheese, some green onions, saute it in some butter. There we go, 40%. Uh-oh. I have to be careful not to use too much. Well, I don't have anything else to use it for. I charged all my batteries, everything's charged up. And yeah, and when I stop for dinner, I can fire that thing up to cook on. Oh, it's brightening back up again. Nice. Lord, thank you for the food. I saw a seal pushing some bait to the surface, so now that it's not quite so choppy, it wouldn't be such a big deal. We'll cruise around a little bit with the pirate ship, see if we can't catch some more mackerel. That is a delicious snack. Now I just wish I had some lamb. Let's pull up the anchor and move to somewhere new. Or back to the same old place. One of the two. That thing weighs a ton. Always makes my heart stop. I pull the anchor up before I start it, and I go to start it, and like needed to be better off in gear. Let's get her up to about 2. Dump them here. Alright, back at the cove we started in when we got here. Make some dinner, get some rest. Tomorrow we gotta be up early, we gotta be cooking out of here. Steak, maybe a little Caesar salad, squash, adobo, maple adobo, sweet on the vegetables, it's really good. anchovies. A few anchovies. All the garlic. A little salt. Probably be a bit rough since it doesn't have the Worcestershire sauce, but it's really missing something not having that Worcestershire sauce. I wonder what would happen if I added a little soy sauce. A little dash of this fiery pickle juice. Well, it's not Caesar, that's for sure. It's not bad. How about some of my Chipotle hot sauce? Just kind of like bring it right in another direction. Forgot about the lemon. Might fix everything. Alright, moment of truth. Did I just ruin it or make something good? That's good. It is like a Chipotle Caesar going on. That's clean. I might be dipping my steak in that too, as well as my salad. Alright, let's grill. Alright, perfect. The fire's died down a bit. Spread it out. We got our little pan top thing. Got our Caesar cut. Oh, we don't have any croutons. I'm gonna have to make bread tomorrow. Oh yeah. Little sauce. Oh yeah. In there. There are these guys on top. Not too bad for something we just threw together, huh? Oh. Whew. I feel like I'm eating better here than I do at home. Alright, Lord, thank you for another wonderful meal and a beautiful, beautiful place in your creation. Amen. Salad a little go. Definitely doesn't beat traditional Caesar the way I make it at home. But I could see myself being in the mood for it and trying to perfect this a little bit better and doing this again. There's just something about anchovies and making your own Caesar and the fresh garlic. Amazing. Amazing. That's so good. Wow. It's almost like a dessert. That maple adobo on it. The first time I made that. That I will be making for my friends. Steak is almost perfect. Just a touch more medium than rare. See what I mean? It's like more medium. Amazing. Oh. All I can think about nowadays is that silly little blowfish when he's eating his carrots. Whenever I'm like enjoying something, he's like, so funny. This has to be one of the I was about to say, this has to be one of the best dinners I've ever made, but I swear. I feel that about almost everything I make. I almost never take the L, you know, like I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna make a quick thing of ramen, and then be like, well, I mean, the ramen noodles are cooking, so I might as well saute up some of these mushrooms and some leeks, and like I'll open a can of Spam and I'll sear some of that with some garlic, you know, and or something, just, you know, even the chintziest of ingredients, and turn them and play around with getting a better mouthfeel and flavor profile. There's this place in Dan Riscotta, right next to the bridge. So if you're ever in Maine, right by the bridge, there's a restaurant. I'll add the name of it here. Unbelievable. One of my favorite restaurants. That's the restaurant that started me liking beets. Well, it is 8:16. I did pretty good about going to bed yesterday. Managed to get up early. Felt pretty good all day. I did take almost 2 hours of reading time. It was still that mid time of the day. The problem is moving in the early hours of the morning. We move without the wind. Good, we need to. But we miss out on, you know, some really massive and awesome fish score. You know, like catching the monster striper and just really killing it. But after tomorrow morning's move, we'll be in more of a fishy area for striper and Thomaston. Clams, which I'm going after. I'm going to dig some clams. I got a clamming license, and maybe even troll for a tuna around each one of the points, because I've been hearing they've been out there. And we'll see if I decide still to go to Monhegan or not. I'm feeling a lot more not than spending a whole bunch of time to steam all the way out there, be stuck there, and then come back the next day. I don't know. Doesn't seem like that will achieve that much, but we'll see. Pretty happy. Things are shaping up pretty good. Oh, we got squid too. Gotta catch me those squids. Something I was thinking about today is it reminds me of the e-bike thing a little bit. I needed to charge, I needed to travel, and I was trying to catch stuff or like acquire money so I could keep going. And the three things, it's like easy enough to do two things, but not three. It would be easy to travel and stop and collect money, but like trying to also survive, trying to also charge, like they get in the way of each other. Because the charging means stopping, and you can't exactly always, you can't fish where you're charging, you can't usually collect money or bottles and cans, or, you know, continue to progress down the road when you're charging. You know, so it's the same sort of thing here. You know, we want to travel from one location to the next. And if I travel, then I miss out on some opportunities that would have been good if I was just sitting still. Ugh. That was so good. I wish I could have shared that with you all. We have a big meet and greet someday and just like invite everybody and get like a ton of lobsters and just feed everybody. That would be so much fun. Ever seen Man on the Moon? You know, like Jim Carrey played him. He has them all at his comedy show and at some theater, and then he says, now that we're done, I'm gonna take everybody for milk and cookies, and he has them all get on buses, and he takes them somewhere, and he gives them all milk and cookies.
I would like to take everybody in this entire audience out for milk and cookies.
I loved that. That was the coolest thing ever, just feeding people. when I'm just eating in front of you, like feeding you with something healthy, you know, something entertaining, something joyful, something inspirational. Just so you don't just walk away from this like, I just wasted another 48 minutes of my life. You know, you're like, wow, I feel nourished. Hello. How's it going?
Doing good.
Caught me doing my evening confessional here.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. I was done anyways. All right. In for the night. We're going back to the mainland. Unless we get out there and it's impossible looking. In which case, we'll come back. Yeah, whatever. Just tune in next episode. I'll see you in the next one. I'm fried. Stick a fork in me. It's time for bed. Good night. Fowler out.